What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Chaz Custom Model Cars coming at you guys with the long-awaited and exciting model kit review on the Waverider Chevy S-10 125th scale level 2 by Monogram. A very beautiful kit, by the way. I built this kit back, in the 90s, a few years after it first came out. I had 2 of the original ones, I had 3 of these ones, and I had 2 lowrider ones, which the 2 of the lowrider ones ended up getting sold. One of the original ones got sold later on, back in, I think, in 2005. And I built up the other ones and didn't really do a good job on it. So I got a chance to redeem myself on this really awesome kit. And I'm glad to have found this unicorn kit because it is very rare. Going on eBay for $78 to $100 plus the shipping and handling is pretty high. I scored this at the car show. It was brand new, marked at $25. But after ringing it up, it was $15, so I scored a big deal on this kit, and I didn't have to pay for shipping because it was just right there. So that was pretty awesome. But it is molded in this really nice metallic green and everything like that. Unfortunately, it does not come with the stock front end. It is not a 2-in-1, so that's kind of a letdown. I wish it was, but hey, I scored it. So I'm hoping to score the GMC Cyclone, so I'll have that sitting next to this. That's my other unicorn kit that I have to find. So, but the box art is pretty nice. It's sitting in some sand here like it's at the beach. So, there's a lot of things you can do. Here's the description of the model itself and a picture of the truck from the back, which shows the speakers. The top is off and everything like that. The molded in roll pan in the back. So, and then you've got your box art here. And your box art on this side. All this cardboard, I got to tape it down someday. There you go. Let me put that back. Show you guys this side, which they give you a view of the engine and the other rear view with the top back on the back of the truck. So, but there's a lot of extra parts in this kit too. So on the bottom there's nothing there, just a big old serial number. So yeah, the box is a little bit slightly worn, but it's not crushed, it's not faded or anything like that. So it's going to be a fun build. I can't wait to get my hands on this one. So anyways, you guys, without further ado, on a scale of 1 through 10, I give this kit a high 8. Okay, because there's a few things that could have been done right, but hey, overall it's a very nice kit, so I give it a high 8. So anyways, without further ado, you guys, let's go ahead and crack this box open and show you guys the contents. So here's your tires on your sprue. Here's your parts bag number 1 with all the metallic green molded parts, which is a big bag, by the way. And then you got your body, of course. I had to take this out because it was wedged. So, and then here's bag number 2. This one is your clear red parts, and you have your clear parts in here, which I'll show later. I just have it in here so it doesn't scratch up because, of course, back in those days, the clear was not in the plastic bag or anything like that. And what's funny is that these clear red parts was buried in the this parts bag, so I had to dig those out. And then, of course, you only get 1 chrome tree. So there you go. And then you get your really cool decals, which I'll get into in a little bit. And they're pretty good for their age too. And then, last but not least, here is the Monogram, Chevy Monogram instructions. Yeah, it's got all the warnings. It's got your paint callouts, stuff like that. It tells you how to assemble. It gives you a little description of the truck itself. Oh, and it gives you a number to call. I don't know if that even exists. So it's basically like a map fold out kind of deal. So you've got to put some room on your desk or your bench So it's all your engine assembly. Now, when you're looking at this, don't go like 1, 9, 10, whatever. You know, if you're a beginner and stuff like that, look at the call out right here. Now, I don't need instructions to build a model kit, so I just do my own thing. But for some of those that are just beginning, just take note of that. It is kind of confusing in a way. So, but if you ever score this kit, or if you do have one, treasure it. These things are hard to come by, so these are really nice kits. So, and Revell would never ever reissue this kit again. So, this mold has probably been long gone and dead. But anyway, so there you go. And then over here you have your decal placement and stuff like that, final assembly and all that good stuff. So. Let's talk about the decals really quick here. Of course, there's no protective film or nothing on that. They're just tucked on the bottom of the box. But for its age, it does show a little bit of, worn, even though it was a sealed box. But overall, it's pretty nice. It should come out okay, I hope, because I would love to use these seat inserts, which are really, really nice. It's got a nice little pastel pattern to it. And I would love to use this mural of this guy here, surfing, because I plan to build a surfboard or maybe add a jet ski to it, not sure. But you got your license plate decals here. So you got Alaska, Colorado, and you got California. You got your CD to put on your seat, and your custom stereo, which replaces the stock stereo and everything. And then there's your other decals, which I find cheesy for the graphic part of the truck. So. But overall, pretty nice. That's a plus. Here's the tires in your chrome tree. This is back when they had the print on them. And of course, you got to remove these tabs, which are a pain. But overall, the tires look really nice. Very minimal flash on them. But very, very blocky. Not really low profile-ish tires. So, but they're on here. And then here's your clear parts, which are these clear parts are really, really nice, just a little dirty. But you have two rear windows. You can go for custom or stock. Okay. And this one's for your stereo, which I'd probably make my own piece. It's really thick and stuff like that. But there you go. You got to cut off all the little nubs on there, of course. And the front window does have the trim that you have to trim yourself on the window, and same with this one. Back window too if you use this one. So there you go, and it's got your headlights, your marker lights, your third brake light. I guess that's what it is. I'm not for sure what's going on here, but I think these might be extra lenses, and these are for your fog lamps and stuff like that, because it does come with two front ends. And then here's your red clear parts, which sadly your custom taillights, if you ever come across this like mine, it's all dimpled and melted and warped, so that's kind of a letdown right there. Wanted to use those, but it's all good. So I have the stock ones here. Minimal flash to clean up here and there, but overall pretty cool. And then you have your body, which is very flimsy, by the way, very thin plastic. You have to be very careful cleaning it up. It's got your molded in detail in the fender wells and stuff like that. You got to remove this piece. You got to remove this here. And some flash here and there you gotta take off. But overall, it's a very nice, accurate body with molded in door handles and door locks. I took this off the parts tree because I wanted to show you guys this interior tub in detail. It's got the molded simulated carpet in it, which is pretty nice. Pin marks are kind of faded. You won't see it after you paint it, I don't think. I don't know if there's any way without grinding it down and ruining the texture, but it's all good. You get 2 raised areas, which also have 2 pin marks that you're not going to be able to see. The back wall, there's no detail, but the sides here, your door panels are going to glue onto. But the front here has some detail and molded in pedals, which I don't like, but what can you do? And I believe there's a center console that goes in here as well. So there's some raised detail there for that. Not a lot going on. Just whatever it is. So that's that. That's where the tub sat. So here's your bucket seats, which you're going to need to remove the nasty mold line that's on the side of it. But overall, these are pretty nice seats. There's your firewall with the molded in detail. Has the molded in brake booster and the AC and heater unit. And then there's your dash with a lot of nice texture detail and other details too. So the radio would sit on the front here, covering the air vents in that stereo, just so you guys know. There's your radiator and fan shroud. Again, very nice detail. Those molded in pin marks, you're not going to see. Injector pin marks, you're not going to see. But it's got a nice raised radiator cap detail as well. There's one of the mirrors that comes with this kit. One set of the mirrors. So I think these are stock ones. Your windshield wipers, your sun visors, your shifter, and your steering column with a really nice key fob in there. The backs of the seats, back of the front seats. Then you got this cross member for your engine bay and the door panels, which have awesome detail molded into it, included in the simulated carpet, which you can either flock or paint. So that's pretty cool. Very, very nice. And then on this tree, you have your chassis, which has the molded in spare tire, and you get stamping, which they could do without, but it's all good. It's there, so you can remove it yourself and add styrene or whatever. So it does have some raised areas, some seam lines that you can get rid of as well. But overall, it's a pretty nicely molded in chassis, nice molded chassis. Nice details into it. There's your shocks for the rear, your stock air cleaner, again very nice. And there's your front suspension, which looks kind of weird, but it is what it is. It's got the molded in sway bar and steering bar, so you can always swap out or build your own. There's the axle with the separate leaf springs, which is really nice. The pumpkin is hollowed out though right there. And then you have your all-wheel drive system, which I think belongs to the Sonoma kit, but you know, you can do whatever if you want, you know. So there's your steering pump with the steering arm. You get here's one of the manifolds that's included in the kit. The pulley system with the part of the alternator molded on, your fan and your timing belt cover, which has the steering pump molded, and your alternator molded on there. I'm going to start with the bottom here. Of course, here's the hubs for your rims. Here's I think this one's the custom steering wheel. You got your lower radiator hose. You have your headers, distributor, and fan shroud. And here's the one set of valve covers, which are the smooth ones. Here's one of the AC condenser units, very nicely detailed. Upper radiator hose, upper A-arms, license plate brackets, oil filter, and I believe that's the breather for the valve cover. And then you have your starter, your heads. There's the other manifold, another timing belt cover, the master cylinder. Here's your other valve covers. These are the custom ones, which are ribbed, pretty nicely detailed. There's your engine halves with the oil pan molded in. It is a small block Chevy, but it's pretty nicely detailed. And then there's your fuel tank halves. And then your exhaust, which is 2-piece, does go to the header, and then it hooks into this thing here. You can add your own detail at the end. There's your drive shaft with the part of the transmission molded onto it. And then here's your custom front bumper with the fog lamps. And then you get a spoiler for your other bumper too. So, but overall, very nice parts, nicely molded and everything. And then here, and you have to be careful inside the bags because there is some loose parts, by the way. One of these skirts fell off, but this is for your rear skirt for the back of the bed. And then here's for the side of the truck, which has got some molded in like a simulated air scoop kind of deal. So very nicely molded. It needs a little flash removal, of course, but shouldn't be no problem. And then on this tree, I'm totally confused now. Oh, on this tree, you have your bed cover here. You have your custom hood over here. You have the front bumper, stock front bumper, or custom front bumper, I guess, that goes onto this thing, which the spoiler glues underneath it, I guess. Here you have the spoiler for the bed cover, the tailgate. This one's a custom one. It's all smoothed out and everything. Your speaker boxes, of course. Gotta have speaker boxes, right? Gotta have music. Here's the stock steering wheel there. There's your other set of mirrors, which I believe are custom. And then there's the rear roll pan, the molded in roll pan kind of thing. Needs a little bit of flash removal and whatnot. Overall, these parts are very nice, nicely molded, and just some swirly marks, but you know, you're probably going to paint over it, so no big deal. Some minor flash removal. The underside of the hood has some nice detail, even though it's very minimal, but it's just the injector pin marks kind of throw it off. If you can see right down in here. Okay, on this parts tree, here is your center console, which has got some cup holders, place for your shifter and everything, pretty nicely detailed. Very simple looking. There's your stock hood, which I'll most definitely be using because the custom one is kind of a little goofy looking to me. It's got some nice detail underneath it. Here's your stock tailgate with the inner piece, and I guess you have to use that inner piece for your custom one as well, so, or you can make your own. There's your bed fenders, nicely detailed and everything. These tabs hook onto the back of your cab. They do need some cleanup a little bit and some injector pin mark removal. Here is your dash pod, which goes onto your dashboard. Very nicely detailed. A lot of nice stuff that you can pick out and detail if you're into that. And of course, here's your bed, which has got nice detail. And then it's got a little indent for where the fuel tube is and everything. And the bottom's got some nice detail as well. But the injector pin marks, I don't know what's going on with that, but it must be a thing, having so many injector pin marks. There's your cross members for the bottom of your bed as well. And then, last but not least, here is the chrome tree. And this one houses your custom wheels, your custom front grille, which is really, really nice. And then your air cleaner, custom air cleaner. Mirror inserts, the scoops for your custom hood. There's your other air conditioner condenser. It's in chrome. Your headlight buckets, some more. I guess those are for the custom ones, and this is for the stock ones. Your rear view mirror. Your bedside pieces, which the taillights glue onto. There's your rest of your alternator, fan clutch, your transmission pan. All nicely molded, or nicely chromed. Could be better, but you know, still nice. And the air filter has some nice detail as well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this model kit review on the Waverider Chevy S-10. Hopefully all of you enjoyed. In the comments below, please let me know what you guys think, what your thoughts are and all that. And like I said before, on a scale of 1 through 10, I give it a high 8 because of the quality of the kit. But there's more that could have been done with it. But you know, it's a 90. So, but I'm just very grateful I have my unicorn kit, and I can finally get my greasy fingers and start building it. So, which won't be anytime soon. I have to wait because I got other projects in the works. So, but other than that, you know, I mean, just an awesome kit. So hopefully this inspires you guys to find your unicorn kits and stuff, and hopefully score one of these bad boys. So anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. So keep your heads up no matter what through all the struggle. Keep hope, keep faith, keep up the great work. Keep on building those models. Keep up the great projects. Keep having fun. Keep it positive. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing it for the love of the art, love of the hobby. And it doesn't matter what level the next person is on and this and that. It's all about, you know, giving them appreciation and supporting them, you know, through this hobby. You know, that and the appreciation that comes that at least they're enjoying this hobby. You know what I mean? Doesn't matter how they build or whatever. So leave your egos and your beefs away from the workbench, because those things hurt this hobby. You know, keep being true to yourself. And last but not least, you know, take the time out of your busy schedule to help those that, you know, have a tip, or that need a tip, or need a little help, or have a question, you know, answer them and that sort of thing. So take the time out and do that. It really makes the hobby grow, because there's too many egos and BS going on out there, especially in front of the young kids out there. So it's just plastic, you guys. We can't take it serious. It's just plastic. You know, it comes and it goes. So, yep. Anyways, you guys, so that's about it for me. So thank you all for watching and tuning in. Stay tuned for more videos. Your boy Chaz Custom Model Cars signing out. Peace.